I think this is working. I hope it's working. It says excellent condition currently. I'll wait for some people to get in here. It says 0 viewers on my stream software, but we've got 2 according to YouTube. And if you haven't been here for the past few attempts at the stream, it has not gone well. So I'm gonna give it like a minute or so to wake up and see if it'll actually stream today. I'm also gonna go ahead and take my phone off of the Wi-Fi just in case it's something to do with my Wi-Fi. But how y'all doing? My stream software still says 0, but YouTube says 5 now. I don't know. Hello, Sebastian. Is SA San Antonio? Hello, Shelly. Aunt Shelly. Everything looks good. Let me know if anything. What is this? It's a stream. Gaming chat. It's a stream where I'm gonna be making, if I can find the right page, I'm going to be turning this into a lovely Game Boy macro. Hello, Terry. I'm going to plug in my soldering iron. I don't need it quite yet, but it is all sorts of tangled. That's nice. Okay. South Africa. Now that is not what I expected. Hello to South Africa. Am I popular in South Africa? Is that where my 15 of my 16,000 are from? Everything seems to be going well, so I'm going to just get on with the stream. What's going on, guys? It's Jake here. And every time I've attempted to open this up, it has crashed the stream. I'm also gonna try and play some music to have some background stuff. That also crashed the stream last time, but I think last week was just a bad week for streaming. I don't know. Scott, your name looks great with the moderator badge next to it. Guatemala. Everybody's just international today. It's awesome. I am now realizing I am using the wrong lens, so I apologize if things are out of focus. I will try not to get in the way of my camera's autofocus, but I'm using my 50mm lens right now. Like a bucket of tools over on my left, and I didn't get them all out. But yeah, today should be a simple stream, and I'm just going to be making a macro, which is relatively simple. Scott, you are Bob the Builder status. That's a good thing in my book, because I love Bob the Builder. I have several pictures with Bob and the gang in the walls of my house aka my parents' house. Me and Bob were homies back in the day, the early 2000s. I was also friends with Arthur. I was on an episode of Arthur, if you didn't know. I starred alongside Arthur, and if you're not a family member, you're going to be very confused. Hello. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, so I'm just going to say hi and not attempt to embarrass myself. I think I got all the screws. There's going to be one more underneath the shell, if I can get my fingernail under there. What is the biggest donation? You can send the biggest donation you want. I've only gotten one donation before, and that was from the one and only Scott, and that was $5. And it was awesome. I'm very thankful. Scotland, dude. I love that there's people just from all over in the stream. That's super cool. I'm glad the stream is working today because it's really cool. I really like to talk with people that I've never met before and people that are regulars here on the channel. But on the last stream, there were a lot of names that I hadn't seen before, and I know pretty much the same 5 people that comment on most of my videos, and I like just being able to talk to the people who don't comment on the videos. And in live time is pretty cool. But right now, I'm just going to toss all of this stuff. We don't need these buttons or membranes right now, or at all, because I've got new buttons and new membranes for later. Bob is an under... Is he tech, though, or is he just construction? Because, I mean, I was a little young when the show was... when I was watching it, so I don't really remember a ton of it. I know, I'm sorry. I need to go back and binge it, but... I don't remember a ton of tech in there. The stream is Cosmopolitan AF. I hope that's a good thing. I don't know. I don't read Cosmo. You have 10 cents. You do not have to donate anything. If you want to donate, that's awesome. It will always be greatly appreciated, but just being here is awesome enough for me. Netherlands. That's impressive. I mean, I guess it's not that impressive to just live in a country, but I'm impressed with myself, with how many different people from different countries there are in here. Especially since there's 8 people, and I know my aunt and parents are watching, and Scott is also an American, so I think those are the only Americans watching right now. I mostly comment the fact that I still haven't bought a retro console. I just can't make my mind up what to get. GBA and SP Micro. I can fix it. Yes, I can. I would recommend a GBA. In fact, I've been playing the crap out of my GBA recently. Let me go full screen to... I could have done... Yeah, we'll just do this cam. This is my... you can see my reflection in there, but this is my PDX carpet Game Boy. I made a whole Game Boy, or I made a whole Game Boy on it. I made a whole video on it and it is hands down my daily driver. I don't know if you can see up here is a bunch of my handhelds. I still have way more. I think I have nearing like 50 handhelds. I'm sure my mom just went ugh to that, but it's not a phase. All we're doing here is just cleaning this up, because the only things we're going to reuse are the shell pieces and the motherboard and screen. I have all new buttons and membranes for this build, so just got to clean a few things and then we'll be putting it together. So I'm just going to read chat while I clean. From PA, I'm assuming that's Pennsylvania. If so, go Steelers. Croatia. Dude. Yes, it is based off of the Portland airport floor. The carpet was legendary, and then they decided to remove it right when it was gaining popularity. Don't understand why, but I guess even bad publicity is good publicity. But look where that got them. Now no one flies, and it's definitely all Portland's fault. You've watched all of my videos? That's awesome, dude. Makes me feel good when people actually enjoy my content on a regular basis, and it's not just my parents. No offense, Mom and Dad. I love the support, but you'll kind of do that no matter how bad it is, so at least I'd hope you would. It is very slick. Thank you, Scott. That was an idea of mine for a very long time. I don't want to bash another company, but I will. If you guys don't know, Retro 6 has had quite a few controversies, and they're the only place that I know of that like does a service of UV printing Game Boy shells, and I don't know a ton about their controversies. I just know that people in the community don't like them, and I don't want to do business with mean or bad people, so I just have tried to avoid it as much as possible, and so I didn't want to make my personal super custom Game Boy with them, and I was fortunate enough to find a local shop that actually had a UV printer, and they did it for me. Wasn't super happy with their turnaround time or their communication skills, but it was all okay in the end. What games do I have? A lot. I just filled up carrying like a travel case for my Switch games. I just filled that up, all the slots, which has, I believe, 24, which I have more games than that, but I have probably about 30 Switch games, and that's just my Switch games. I have almost every major console release since the original home Pong machine in the early 70s. So the only things I'm really missing are the Sega Saturn and the Sega Master System, and like a couple of the 7200 of the old Atari stuff, the Commodore 64. I don't have those early consoles, but everything from the NES up, besides those two Sega ones, I have. Even the mini consoles and the handhelds. I have every model of Game Boy and 3DS, DS. I'm a collector, and yeah, this has been great for collecting me, this job. Yeah, they've done more than just the copying Jamesy Plays. Uh, I didn't see that go down because it was already taken down before I even saw it. So I don't know how bad the copying was, but I am friends with I'm friends with Jamesy. I've talked to him a few times. He's a very nice guy, so I don't want to do business with Retro 6. Favorite franchise? Pokemon, hands down. Diamond and Pearl were my first Pokemon games. I love Pokemon every generation except for 5. I'm sorry if you like Gen 5, but I just never got into those. The Gen 5 games are actually what got me out of Pokemon. I pre-ordered both Black and White when they came out, when all I had was barely enough money to buy games, because I was in middle school at the time. And I disliked them so much, it made me stop playing the new Pokemon games. And I never ended up playing Black 2 or White 2, and I still have not finished them to this day. I cannot get this stupid volume thing out. Yes, I do have a PS4. I also have both the next-gen consoles. Because I was fortunate enough to get those. I love my PS4, but most of the games I can play on PS5, so I do that. There we go. Finally got that stupid thing out. Also, if you were here for the first stream that actually worked, where I modded the Game Boy Color, that just sold last night. And if you were not aware, the things I make on these streams most of the time will be up for sale. Like this one, I will try and post this as soon as I can when the stream is done. So if you like it and you want to buy this, it will be up for sale. And I believe I'll post it for $100. Also, right now, my Etsy store has a 20% off sale through the rest of this week. So if you want something that's not this Game Boy Macro, you can look there. It was great to chat with you too. I appreciate you. Have a good day. I'm not ending the stream. Someone said they're leaving, so I'm reading that off. To those that are watching this afterwards. I don't know if the chat stays up in the VOD, which stands for Video On Demand, if you did not know. I might do more giveaways when I'm bigger, but I do not do a ton of giveaways right now because I do not make that much money. In fact, I make about the minimum $100 from YouTube every 6 months. So, yeah, I don't make that much money. I do make a bit from doing my business, but not enough to support myself yet. So that really goes towards my horrible collecting habits. I would like to do more giveaways, but when I do giveaways, it'll probably be giving away Game Boys and not any gift cards, because I want it to be relative to the channel. Scott.
Oh, yeah.
When did you first start learning to solder?
If you don't know what that sound is, that's Scott giving me more money, even though he's giving me way too much money already. But thank you, Scott. I first learned to solder probably, it was last year during 2020. I I want to say it was August. It might have been even before then. But I learned because of this stuff, actually, making a macro was the first time I ever soldered. My dad had a soldering iron, a really old, bad one, lying around at the shop, and so I took it and I tried it, and I broke 2 or 3 DS's before I actually was able to solder a macro, and I have been soldering ever since. It is actually really easy. It's just very scary having a 400-degree death stick in your hands, and it will burn you instantly. I have burned myself before. I don't remember where the scar is, but it's somewhere. I do have a scar from burning myself with soldering iron. Dude, you have such good video production for such a small channel. Thank you. I try very hard to make my videos look good. I have put a lot of money into my camera that you're seeing right there. Focus on my hand. This is a Canon EOS R. It is very expensive, but for me it is well worth the money, and I like it. Last piece of plastic we're gonna clean here is this. Gotta remember not to put my arms on the desk when I scrub this, because it shakes the camera. One day you will blow up. You just need a unique idea that people want to click on. Yeah, I try. I know not everybody wants to see a Game Boy wrapped in my old jeans, but I know a lot of people do like that already follow me. And yeah, it's also, the Game Boy scene isn't the most lucrative scene, but it's what I enjoy. I do have a really big video idea that I am very excited about, that I will not say, because I am terrified that someone is going to do it before I get the chance to, surrounding the new Switch. And so I'm waiting for my pre-order to come in on Friday. And a little insider scoop, I might be late on posting my Friday video, just so I can see if I can post this other video that I want to do. But there will be an extra upload probably this weekend if I can't get it on Friday. So look out for that, and if everything goes well, it will be viral. I'm calling it now. Publicly on October 4th, 2021. I will have a viral video this weekend or early next week. Okay, I need to catch up on chat. All your videos are so entertaining and well made for such a small channel. Keep it up. Thank you. You don't have to praise me that much, though. But a little bit's still fine. I do enjoy it. Yeah, exactly what Scott says. No need to donate. Just enjoy the content. If you want to just put my videos on loop in the background, that would be awesome. Don't skip ads. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think I have any skippable ads, though. But, okay, moving on to cleaning the motherboard. So far, this is just a lot of me talking, but this should go by semi-fast. If you don't know, I'm just cleaning this with a 99% isopropyl alcohol and a toothbrush. This time it's my dad's toothbrush. That's just a joke. Hello, Michu. You have just missed me cleaning and a working stream. I think I saw you in for the poor stream attempts last week. So, pro tip: don't spray IPA directly on the screen, or at least don't drench it. I have broken a couple screens that way. Everything I've done on this channel is, they say self-taught, but like, is it really self-taught if you're watching YouTube videos on it? I go to YouTube University. It's not a real thing that as far as I'm aware. But most of the important skills I've learned through, or for this channel, for my business, have been through YouTube. I'm a high school graduate and technically a college graduate, but I just have a certificate in social media. I'm a social media specialist, if you didn't know. That was my major, I guess. It's not, I didn't really do any traditional school for post-high school stuff. I did classes online at my local community college, and I was invited to walk for graduation, and I thought, I went to school for a month and a half online and did 4 classes to get my certificate. I'm not gonna walk for, like, if I went to a 3 or 4 hour graduation for that, I don't think it was that long, but I just remember my sister's being very long. I didn't want to sit through that, so I passed, but I have my certificate up there. I'm not gonna grab it. It's right next to my high school diploma. I do not have like a 5-minute stream delay. It is 10 seconds, but it's because the stream has been bad, and I am also a little late to reading the chats. So when I get rambling, I want to finish my thought, because if I don't, I will forget what I'm saying. So that is why it may seem that way. Friday is October 8th. It is a big day. Switch OLED comes out. The new James Bond film comes out. The Metroid Dread comes out. I don't know why I'm putting the screen back in. It's time to solder. Okay. Soldering iron is over here. No worries. I complain a lot. People complain a lot. Don't worry about complaining. How often do I find DSs that are just broken? All the time. All the time. Hinges break constantly. The one I'm working on is technically a broken game or a DS, but the only thing that's wrong with it was the screen. The top screen just ripped off. The hinge broke, and it was in 2 completely separate pieces, and yeah, that's really it. Shout out to my boy Dane in New York. He gets me my deals on Game Boys, and no, you cannot have my deals. It is just going to be this shell, but we're going to have these pink buttons here, and this pink straw / acrylic rod is going to be a pink light bar for us. Okay. I shouldn't have turned that on yet. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is We are, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've done a since I've done a macro. Yeah, LED A2 and LED C2. So these two pins here, you cannot see them. I'm not gonna try battling the focus for that one. I will actually double check real quick. I have a picture of how to do the LED version of this. Somewhere I have it. Yeah. So LED, that's gonna focus on my finger. LED A2 and C2. Those two are the ones you want to solder to. And we also have to solder the resistor to the LED because it's way too much power for the one LED. So got a lot of stuff going on in chat that I missed. I'm not gonna read it all though. I don't know why. I mean, I know why they wanted to cut corners, but I wish they would have had Game Boy Color support for the slot down here, but then there wouldn't have been a reason to buy a GBA if you bought a DS. But I'm pretty I don't know if they were still selling GBAs at the time, because if you didn't know, the DS was supposed to be the third pillar of Nintendo, with Game Boy, GameCube, and DS, and that's a hilarious thought to me. Guys, let's not worry about who else is in chat. This is not a big deal. But I'm just going to put some solder on these 2 points here. There we go. Dang it. See, that's the hard part about this. Like, it's probably just going to be out of focus. It's very difficult for me to put manual focus on. It's not just the switch on the lens anymore, which is really frustrating. But this is really hard to solder in general, so I apologize if you don't get to see it. But I'm trying to do the best I can. Just gonna solder lefty. I don't know if that's a good idea either. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if soldering lefty was the best idea, but I think I'm just gonna dump some flux over this. Flux is just a lifesaver. If you haven't, if you have or haven't been soldering, and you haven't tried flux, give it a go. It is worth it. Okay, give it the wiggle test. There we go. Jack? Did you just call me Jack? How dare you? It probably wasn't a typo at all. What do I think of Linux? I've never used it. I don't really care to use it. Windows is fine. I am also an iPhone guy, so it's like, I don't know, Windows definitely has more customization than Mac, but I just don't really care. What I care about is a working computer. Yeah, Instagram is down right now. It's been down all morning, as far as I know. I mean, I woke up at 10:30, so. Yeah, they were definitely just covering their butt uh, if the DS failed, which I would have thought that the DS would fail if I wasn't 5 when they announced it. Okay. I apologize, but I forgot where you're from, Comey. If I don't know if you were one of the ones that said anything about where you were from, but I am curious to know where you're from and what my name would be in your language. Which solder do I use? I use this solder. Will it focus? It will. It's just normal, regular solder. Rosin core solder. It's lead free. Bought it from Home Depot for $5. I bought one tube of this when I first started soldering. This is how my videos go. If you don't know, I just sit here and edit mess ups like that out of my videos for hours, and that's why editing takes so long. But I bought it from Home Depot over a year ago, and the whole tube lasted me a very, very long time, and it was only $5. So it's not expensive at all. Ooh. You did not say where you were from, because I do not remember seeing Egyptian or Egypt. That is pretty cool. Is there a name like Jake that is Egyptian or Arabic? Because I know there's like there's names in Spanish that are similar. I can't think of the right word. I'm just gonna stop talking. This is always the hard part, soldering to LEDs with wires. So I just do the thing that you're not supposed to do, which is just put a ton of solder on the tip and then put it wherever I want it to go. Sometimes you just gotta do it, alright? And if you also didn't know, the positive lead on an LED is the longer side. Okay. Ah, it's cut off. I'm doing insane soldering right now. It was all off screen. But now we should be done with the soldering, and I just put some solder on my microphone. So here's the LED. That is all it is. It is a clear but white LED, and we will be using this, which is just a pink straw with a clear acrylic rod to diffuse the light, and we will put that in place of the hinge. Normally I paint a wood dowel and cut it and just shove it in there, but this will light up instead and be cooler, and I can charge more money for it. Which soldering iron do I use? This one is one of the fancier ones. I don't know what it's called. I think it's the TS100. I don't know the brand. It's this. It's the one that Natalie the Nerd recommended. She's awesome. I will talk about her more in a little bit when we test out all the buttons for this. But yeah, I just realized these wires are way too long, but that's alright. We should be able to just plug the screen back in now. Actually, I'm going to clean up that solder, or the flux that was right here. I also didn't turn my hat backwards, so I apologize. Yep, my bill is getting in the way. My hair is crazy also, so if you saw that, I don't know, you're lucky. I was trying to be quick. In the thumbnail, it's actually just a wood dowel. It's an old one just like this one that I made, but this one will be glowing, and you will see it in a few seconds. Well, you'll see the LED light up in a couple seconds. Lou, you're Canadian? I did not know. Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of assumed that when you were the one that mentioned the can't think of what it's called, but the Canadian tuxedo. I think that's what it's called, right? The jean jacket and jean combo on the last video. Geek. Geek like geek? I like that. Scott, dad jokes are always welcome on this channel. Never hold back. My actual dad, please hold back. I've heard them 1,000 times. This soldering iron does have cables, but it's just easier for me to kill the power to it. Whoa, it's under my desk now. This is the power cable to it, and it just plugs in the back. So when I turn it on, I just pop it in, press a button, and when I'm done, I just rip the cord. And I throw it, say I'm done with you. I don't know. It's just the easiest way to do it. Plus, my soldering iron holder is just this, and it rests like that. And the cord always pulls it back because this is very lightweight. It's like 2 pencils of weight, maybe a mechanical pencil and a half. See, Komi's in the spirit. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Komi, Kami, Konami. See, that's a bad joke, and bad jokes are welcome. Okay. Let's test out this here. Boom. Dang, that's bright. And this is on the lowest brightness setting, I can tell. And this battery is also dying. So we're going to turn that off for now. But voila, we did it. Oh, Scott. 3D printing is my nemesis. I've gone through 3 3D printers, and all of them have not been successful for me. So Kami, like with an A, like Kami as in communist, or that's just the first thing that came to mind. I apologize. I think that's the second one I said. Kumi. Okay. I think I got it now. I was just about to put that in with no buttons in it. The thing that I don't like about Nintendo consoles is the buttons are flipped from Xbox. And while I grew up on Nintendo, I didn't have a Nintendo console with the normal 4-dot setup until the Switch, because the Wii had a weird configuration, the GameCube had a weird configuration, so I wasn't used to that setting, and I went from my Wii to a 360, so I'm used to A and B and X and Y being flipped, and so every time I put these in, I put them in the wrong spots, but they can only go in one way. So yeah, I've learned for the most part now, but I think Nintendo just did that to be different, and I don't like that. You don't always have to be different. You can be similar to other people, it's okay. Okay. Commie isn't communist. I'm going to call you a commie all the time. No. I don't think people normally do that. I don't, like... So, with... I have it right here. The clicky boy. Okay, there was clicking in the music. I'm like, how am I hearing this in my headphones? But, this thing did not work very well. If it'll focus here, you can't close it. If you close it all the way, the D-pad stops working, select stops working, and you can only hit A, B, and start. It was a fun project, but I needed smaller switches, but of the millions that I had, I did not have the right fit, and I didn't want to put that much effort into it. So I don't know if I talked about it in the video that it doesn't close all the way, but it doesn't. But that's alright. Where are you from again, Michu? Because I'm curious, like, I feel like Nintendo's kind of the gaming brand around the world, but I've never left the country, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's just like you're used to whatever you're used to, but like it's even less normal for me because like I went from the 360 to the PS4, and even though it's a totally different naming scheme for the buttons, it's still the confirmation button is still in the same spot, but a Nintendo it's in a different spot. Like if you said triangle or Y, I'm always gonna know it's gonna be up at the top, unless it's Nintendo. It's gonna be on the right. For me, it's right here. Even I can identify it backwards, but. I don't know if those would fit in a... I don't have a mechanical keyboard. My keyboard up here is membrane. I don't really care that much about clicky stuff. But... It's just... I did it for the video. I don't know if I'll do it again. And plus, I was blatantly copying Bob Wolf, who did the same thing to his Switch controller, so I don't want to do it anymore. Even though I did have the idea for many months ahead of time. I just put it off. So like, who would do that? Then Bob did it. But that's all right. That's not the right one. Okay, another annoying thing to do is put these springs and pins into the bumpers here, the L and R buttons. I don't need to put those in yet. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So, right here, we have way too much going on. I'm just gonna bend these so I can fit this in there. Trying not to kill the soldering I just did. Dang it! I forgot the Kapton tape again. I will catch up on chat and go grab that stuff. I'm from Poland, and here, really, Nintendo was never popular in Poland. But everybody knows Game Boy. Yeah, I feel like Game Boy is pretty, like, well known around everywhere. I wasn't really alive for the Game Boy Pokemon craze of the 90s, because even though I sell a shirt that says made in the 90s, I was only barely made in the 90s in 99. But I still call myself a 90s kid to annoy the real 90s kids that are so pretentious about it for some reason. Once I go mechanical, I'll never go back. I don't know about that. I've used mechanical keyboards in the past, not personal, like as my personal device, but I like having quieter keys because I live at home and my mom and dad sleep across the hall and I edit at night and I don't think they would appreciate the loud mechanical switches. So my dad would sleep right through it, but in Croatia, a lot of people have PlayStation. Nintendo was popular when it was the SNES, and yeah, that's all right. I got your English for the most part. Okay, I'm going to. Oh, in Egypt, you called everything Atari. See, in America, it's a joke that moms always call every gaming thing a Nintendo, so I think that's pretty funny that you call it Atari. But I'll be right back. I'll take 2 seconds. Okay. Come on, dog. Can you see the holes in my sweatpants? Hopefully not. These are really old sweatpants that I refuse to get rid of because I don't have enough sweatpants. I have no idea what you were saying there, Michu, gotta be honest. Sega being popular anywhere is crazy to me. I will say the mechanical switches are satisfying, but it's not a big deal to me. Plus, I'd rather spend less money on a membrane keyboard than more money on a mechanical keyboard. I'd rather have a wireless keyboard that's membrane than a wired mechanical keyboard. Because I really hate wires, as I am taping up wires right now. And I made this piece of tape way too long. Okay. We're just using Kapton tape over all the pieces of metal. I'm gonna have to cut that down. Okay. Because we don't want that to get in the way of the thumbsticks. So, now, since this is way too long, I'm going to weirdly route this. I see the chat is just blowing up right now, but I don't want to lose where I'm at. I feel like I just set a piece of tape down somewhere that I could be using this for, but no, I just used it on that. Never mind. These are just leftover wires that I had from a Game Boy Advance mod, and I wanted to reuse them. Because, also, if you didn't know, I used to sell the IPS mods for the Game Boy Advance on Amazon, and I recommend not selling super technical stuff on Amazon because a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people return it because, well, to be frank, they're stupid. Okay. Scott, if I was going to get demonetized for anything, it's probably talking about my butt and showing my butt, or putting a sharp object next to my butt in the last video. But through all of that, it was the Sarah McLachlan song that got me demonetized. I'm still upset about that. This is what it's gonna look like, but imagine a pink light bar across the top. Okay. Now we can start putting the finishing touches on this. See you later, Colo. Sorry I couldn't stick around for the whole thing. I'm taking way too long to do this. But we're going to put this in here. This goes in first. Really? The keyboards are $30 to $60. Sorry, I know that was a kind of an old chat, but yeah, Samantha, I'm still coming over at 2. I'm almost done. Did you text me that? Because no, you didn't. Yeah, it's smart for you to say something in chat because I wouldn't have got your text. Oh, I put all the screws in already. Okay. Put the power switch in. Put the volume switch in. I'm pretty good about reading improper English, but that was You've been like totally fine with your English, so I'm assuming you're saying that because it's not your first language, but it's all good in the hood. Okay, I think you can start screwing this down. We'll just get these 2 screws in, and then we'll test it one more time. Boom. Still working. Good. Who is Julian I'm not gonna try and pronounce that either. I just like it was just something I thought of in the moment. I was looking, or my original thought was the Evil Rick or Evil Morty song, whatever it is, that I ended up using. But I used the Sarah McLachlan song at a different point, and they were still like, no, sorry, can't get that in. Try the other one first. Yeah, I mean, like, pink and black isn't my first choice. I think it's pretty cool, but it's been my most popular color combination that I've done. So that's why we're doing it today. Plus, it's also like I only have this black shell, and I think it was really my only choice besides doing all black, and black LEDs do not exist. And if you say black light, that's just purple. I'm sorry. I have never seen those emojis before. I don't have any emotes. I don't know if I even qualified to get emotes. I don't think I'm popular enough. Also, pro tip, if you do anything with DS lights, make sure that the power switch is all the way back and you have the volume to one side. I like to have it all the way to the right. That way I can just hold it like this and bring it down from this corner all the way so you don't snap off the plastic pieces on the power switches. Because the first time I was successful in soldering a DS, I snapped the power switch. Yep. And soldering power switches is kind of advanced. I don't like doing it, so yeah. Just be wary. But yep, there we go. Now we should be able to just screw everything back in. I might have to reorganize that that wire because I think it's messing with the L button a little bit. This did take a little bit longer than I thought it would. But, you know, long streams aren't a bad thing, right? I'm also starting to get really warm. It gets very warm in my room. It's the warmest room in the house, and every time someone comes in here, they're like, holy crap, it's so warm in here. I'm like, nah, it's perfect, because I'm always cold. but now I'm warm because I'm wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and the computer's running, and I have a really bright light on me. So bright that it is making me look even whiter than I actually am. That's fine. And put the finishing touches on here. We'll just use the bit without the screwdriver, so I don't have to swap it again. And one more test. It works. Oh, sick. I don't have to change the... It's still clicking. It catches a little bit, but no one's gonna press it up here. So. Thank you. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Unless it's like 400 degrees, I have no idea what degrees are in Celsius. Not trying to be mean. If that came across as mean, I'm just joking. Because we Americans use the Fahrenheit temperature scale, and I just don't know my Celsius that well because I was never the best at science. So I was good at chemistry, which probably uses Celsius more than biology does, but and same thing with math, but we're just gonna skip over this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna cut it out, just like the famous Uncle Joey. I don't have an Uncle Joey, but I have 2 Uncle Randys. I don't know why I'm just saying random things to fill up the dead air, and we're going to use the flush cutters to just break it in half. That way we can... Oh, did I make it too long? Nope. Essentially, like so. You can't really see the light bar so much because it's got the bright light on it, but that is how you make a macro with a light bar. I like the freedom units. No way, you have 2 Uncle Randys too? That's crazy. That's not my sister, she doesn't have my last name, so. Is Opal doing good today, Samantha? Or is she just gonna be cranky when I get there? Okay, the last thing we can do is, well, I'm gonna set it up. I don't have a stylus on me, so I'm just gonna use the screwdriver. I like to name all of my things "thank you" with an exclamation point. Sorry, you can't really see what's going on, but we'll make that a pink color. And the date, my phone is not over there, October 4th, I could look at my computer screen and see that. 10/4/2021. If you didn't know, you can only play the DS until the last day of 2099. It doesn't go any higher than that, so if any survive for the next 100 years, that'll be it. Okay, so it is 1/12 So we'll make it, oh, it just changed to 113. Here's 113. And then, since it's the day I've created it, the birthday will be 10/4. When you're purchasing Game Boy games, do you care if they are pirated copies? Yes, I do. I do because a loud car is driving by right now. I do care because they just a post today I saw on Reddit, a Pokemon Crystal cart died, and they had just bought it, I believe, or they said it worked for a little bit. Either way, they don't work super well. So I personally say no, but I don't care if other people buy them. Plus, with the Pokemon games, you can't trade on most of the pirated versions, and I care about trading. So I actually have a lot of Pokemon from like older games in my current games, so I like to trade up when I can. It's very hard to from the Game Boy Advance era, and literally impossible for Gen 1 and 2. It's possible if you do some ROM hacking, but technically it's not the same. I'm glad she's excited to see me. You named your computer Voldemort. You can name your computers on Windows. Mine's Big Bertha, because it is quite big and beefy. Not as beefy as something with like a 3090, but I have a Ryzen 7 2700X, and I have an RTX 2070 Super with 32 gigs of fast RAM. I don't remember what the megahertz is. And I've got it all packed into an NZXT case that is just okay. Doesn't have good airflow, but it looks cool, and it's got a bunch of stickers on it. So you can't see the stickers, but I can. Okay, but there that is. I will do the gluing off screen. I glue these in so they don't fall out, because you can't see that. They come out really easily, but you can tuck it in there with some super glue and it won't leave. But if you want to buy this, follow me on Instagram, even though it's probably still down right now. But follow me on Instagram, because I will post when this is up on my website later today. And yeah, Etsy stuff is on sale, 20% off right now. If you want to buy something else, I'm probably not going to post this on Etsy until after the sale, because the sale is to get older inventory out, and yeah. But I think, you know what? Oh, let's test out, make sure all the buttons work. This is my flash cart. Flash carts draw a lot of power, and yeah, I just dropped it. But this thing is so dead that it cannot handle a flash cart right now. It's not breaking, I promise. It is just because the flash cart draws too much power, and it's just dead. It needs a charge. But I guess we won't be testing out all the buttons. I will do that off screen. And if it's not posted, then it's because the buttons aren't working, but I'm pretty sure they're all just fine. The H510 case, yes, that is what I have. You have the i5 9400F and the RX 580. I used to have the RX 580. That was my first graphics card, and then I sold it right before the GPU boom, and I'm very upset because I could have got like way too much money for it. Not even scalping it, just trying to sell it off. I would have made more money than I paid for it. But I think I sold it for like $120. I don't know. It was barely used. I bought mine brand new. But NZXT cases look awesome. They just revised my case and it's got better airflow, but it looks worse. So to me it looks worse. So I won't be upgrading that, but I don't think I'll upgrade my case unless I make a new PC, because that's pretty much what you do with like, you have to tear the whole thing apart for the most part, so I don't really want to do all that work. But yes, Rasu Basu, I hope that's how you say it, you were late. It's all your fault. No, I'm just kidding. You can watch this back as a VOD, a video on demand, if you didn't know what that stood for. And it will all be here, I think, as soon as the stream ends, so yeah. Also, I'd like to announce that there were 0 frame drops according to YouTube this time, so that was awesome. Thank you to everyone for being a part of this journey today. I'm going to relax for a few minutes, not really that many minutes, but I'm going to chill for a second and then go help my sister install some internet in her new home. So thank you guys for watching. New mod video. Any perforation to the front of the H510. Yeah, I don't know about that, because the front of my case is filled with stickers right now. I've got a few spaces left for stickers, but Rose Colored Gaming sent me a lot of stickers. I bought some stands from them, and they noticed my name. If you don't know, I've done some work for them. I did a couple videos with them, and I tried to sneak a order from them without them noticing, and they noticed, so they gave me a ton of stickers, which was very nice. Awesome people. If you need anything for displaying your gaming collection, definitely check them out. I'm not sponsored by them. They're just awesome people. But I'm just delaying the inevitable. This is it for the stream. My voice or my mouth is dry because I didn't grab water, so I'm gonna go get some water, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Can I snap right when I hit the end stream?